Good evening, friends, and welcome to an Appalachian Summer Festival online. We're coming to you tonight live from the Rosen Concert Hall here in the Broyhill Music Building at Appalachian State University in Boone, North Carolina. We're real happy to bring to you tonight 2 live performances of string bands celebrating the old-time and bluegrass traditions of Central Appalachia. My name's Mark Freed, and I first came to Boone in 2003. You see, I'd fallen in love with the banjo. If you're in love with the banjo, there's no better place to be than Western North Carolina, home of Earl Scruggs and Charlie Poole, Samantha Bumgardner, Etta Baker, Raymond Fairchild, and Steve Lewis. If you love the banjo, this is the place to be. It was also the place for a budding scholar. You see, here at Appalachian State University, we have a master's degree program in Appalachian Studies. In fact, tonight's band features 3 former graduates of that program and a program director. We also have the Appalachian Collection here, one of the premier collections of all resources dealing with Appalachia. And tonight we have an archivist of one of those programs performing for you. We also have the Appalachian Heritage Council, and one of our performers tonight was the founding chair of the Appalachian Heritage Council, a great way to bring programming to students. Along with those resources for scholarly and programming, it was a great place to be for a banjo player. It's a great place to be these days. We have jam sessions, we have the Appalachian State Fiddlers Convention every February. It's a wonderful place. I'll tell you some more about a few of those resources perhaps at the set break, but we want to get to the music. And tonight's first band is featuring the premier string band of the Center for the Appalachian Studies. The band gets their name from the creek that runs through the center of campus at Appalachian State University. The creek's formerly named Boone Creek, but it got its nickname Kraut Creek from the odors that trickled downstream from the sauerkraut factory. Tonight's group will feature Dr. Julie Shepherd-Powell on banjo, the program director of the Appalachian Studies program. It will feature Alex Hooker on fiddle and some other instruments, starting on fiddle, the director of our Habitat for Humanity and a former graduate, and also an instructor of Appalachian Strings, a course students can take here where they learn to play fiddle or banjo. It'll feature Trevor McKenzie singing and playing guitar. Trevor is an archivist in the Appalachian in the collection up at our Belk Library. And it'll feature Mr. Adrian Shepherd-Powell starting out on bass tonight. Would you please roll up your carpets, throw the cornmeal on your kitchen floor, and get ready for the Kraut Creek Ramblers.
So much for tuning in tonight. We really appreciate it, and thank you, Mark, for that wonderful introduction, singing our praises. We appreciate it. Mark does such great work here in the town of Boone and for music in this community. So that tune we just played for you was called Cluck Old Hen. It's a version that comes from a fellow by the name of John Ashby. He's long since been gone, but someone who's from up in the great state of Virginia, East Virginia, up in Fauquier County, is that right? Something along those lines. But so a little bit of a different version there of Cluck Old Hen. And so we're going to turn it over to Trevor McKenzie now on the guitar over here. He's a Virginia boy himself, born and raised in Rural Retreat, and the fine archivist that Mark was talking about earlier. So we're really appreciative of him being a part of this band and such a great musician, and also doing all those things with gloves on behind the scenes in the library. So what are you going to sing for us, Trevor?
I'm going to sing a little bit of Lonesome Road Blues. Some people may know this as Going Down the Road Feeling Bad, or the Skillet Lickers, I think, did it as Going Up the Road Feeling Bad. So depending on which way you're headed down the road. We're going to let Alex try to kick this off here on fiddle. So,
what I can do. I kept playing the wrong tune earlier. That's what. This is good. This is going to be good. We've got this.
This is live.
Them old lonesome road blues, Lord, Lord, and I ain't gonna be treated this way.
Trevor McKenzie, folks.
Trevor McKenzie. I did not, when they said he was an archivist, I thought that he was like an Antifa guy, but then I figured it out.
Archivist. Like archivist.
Oh,
Yeah.
it took me. Yeah, I got it for you. It scared me for a minute. So this next tune, Liza Jane. Oh yeah, Liza Jane. This next tune just comes from right over here. Where are we? It's right over there. Tater Hill, just west of Boone. From Marion Reese, a fiddle player that was in Watauga County in the early part of the 20th century. And John Lomax came down here, or Alan Lomax, with his wig and his makeup, and he got this tune from Marion Reese, and then it went out into the public domain, and then I actually got it from Rafe Stefanini, who was an Italian fiddle maker who ended up, he liked Bonanza, and so he was like, man, I got to learn how to play that music, and so he came to America to learn how to play, like the theme from Bonanza, but then he started playing this kind of music, and he lived in Philadelphia. So isn't it crazy that this tune is just right from over there, and then it went to Philadelphia, and anyway. I'm just going to play the tune, though. All right. So, Liza Jane.
Tater Hill. And that was Alex Hooker on the fiddle. As Mark said earlier, he teaches a class here at Appalachian State called Appalachian Strings, where you can learn how to play the fiddle and banjo. And in fact, that's where I got my start, was many years ago in Alex Hooker's class. So I have a lot to thank him for. And I put up with a lot from him too because of it.
She does.
But we're gonna do another one featuring Alex on fiddle here. It's one that I kind of associate with you, Alex. I don't know why.
Yeah. And by the way, Mark Freed, who introduced us, is a mighty fine banjo player. He is, as he said, he was interested in the banjo, but he's a pretty good
Really
player
good
himself.
player.
So we're glad that you were the one that got to bring us up today, bring us out. This next tune we're going to do is Squirrel Heads and Gravy. I'm going to sing it for you. I'm going to attempt to do it. if I can remember the lyrics. But I learned this one from Brian Grimm, who is a really good old-time fiddler from over the mountain and grew up in Conroe, Virginia. And we kind of all cut our teeth in some fashion. You learned from Jim, who was another member of the Conroe Critters, who was the band. But they introduced a lot of people to old-time music, and this is one of their staples that I always like. But it's squirrel heads and gravy, and squirrel heads are, you know, they're the heads of squirrels. And it's a delicacy up here, and you can, like, fry them up in a pan, and then you can crack their heads open and eat the brains out of it, and that was a delicacy in Appalachia.
This
did do
story
it.
changes every time he tells it.
I was doing, is that a true story?
No, that is not a true story. But we did ask a bunch of fourth graders performing for them in the fall how many of them had had squirrel heads and gravy, and you wouldn't believe how many of them raised their hands. So it could be true. Could be.
I think squirrel heads might be the size of a biscuit, like a squirrel head biscuit.
Yeah.
That might be
Be
true.
more likely.
This is folklore, people. This is how this stuff gets started. We don't know what's true and what's not. See,
We don't know.
you just keep telling the story over and over again. All right. Squirrel heads and gravy, squirrel heads and gravy, squirrel heads and gravy, squirrel heads and gravy.
That's good. You remembered the lyrics.
I did.
I'm impressed.
I got them. I got them.
Well, we're going to do a little switching around here on the instruments. We're going to let bass player Adrian Shepherd-Powell come over and play a few on the fiddle, his main instrument. He's also a Virginia boy, although he was born here in the state of North Carolina, but spent most of his time in the great state of East Virginia. But he's going to play us a Kentucky tune. We've also spent a lot of time over there in Kentucky. This one is one that comes from Breathitt County, Kentucky, around Jackson, over there in the eastern part of the state, called Hickory Jack.
Oh, now I pulled the Alex.
That's a different eastern Kentucky tune to start.
Sorry, I got two of them stuck in my head here, so I'm gonna play the right one first.
All right. I like that.
Well, we got about 4 minutes here to go.
Play that Breaking Up Christmas.
You want to do the dance number? All right, and then if we have a little time, we'll do one more. I'll let Alex show you how it's actually done on the banjo since he taught me how to play. And I'll do a little dancing.
It's a world champion dancer over here.
What about world champion?
Oh, isn't Galax world champion?
Yeah.
All right.
We really appreciate everyone who tuned in this evening, and We're going to be followed by a class act, so
Yeah, some real
Stay
bluegrass
tuned.
pickers, yeah.
Good stuff. Welcome back, friends. We're glad to have you with us here tonight as we broadcast live from Rosen Concert Hall here at Appalachian State University. We're really pleased to bring you the second half of tonight's entertainment, and I couldn't be more proud to introduce this band. Band leader Liam Purcell has been a friend since he first stepped into the Jones House as a youngster, taking lessons, and he was one of those students that would just eat up everything you gave to him and would come back the next week hungry for more. And these days, he's graduated from being a student to being an instructor in our program and is getting ready to head off to the Berklee School of Music, and we're real proud to see him do that. We heard from the faculty and staff in the last band, and this half we're going to hear from some of Appalachian State University's students who are enthusiastic about bluegrass and traditional Central Appalachian string band music. Tonight we have on guitar, we have Rob McCormick, who's a student in the master's degree program in Appalachian Studies. We have Jacob Smith playing bass, student here at Appalachian State University, and Colton Kirshner playing banjo, another student here at Appalachian State. We're real happy to have them, and like I mentioned, band leader Liam Purcell and Cane Mill Road. Would you please make them welcome?
Just ahead, wanted me not to go out to the dark again. Well, I'm a glad fool and I'll probably wind up dead. So I floated hard and break out on the open plain. Well, I don't know, but I've been told you gotta start with the fire before it gets cold tonight. Won't you lay right down beside me, dear, and let your worries disappear, 'cause the flame's just gonna burn until they're gone. Living up on my tuition and doing okay. I made it out of the maze, my map held upside down. Oh, I don't know, but I've been told you gotta start the fire before it gets cold tonight. Won't you lay right down beside of me, dear? Let your worries disappear, 'cause the flame's just gonna burn until they're gone. Turns out okay. Hey, well, I don't know, but I've been told you gotta start the fire before it gets cold tonight. Won't you lay right down beside me, dear? Let your worries disappear, 'cause the flame's just gonna burn until they're gone. The flame's just gonna burn until they're gone. The flame's just gonna burn until they're gone. The flame's just gonna burn until welcome, everybody. We are so incredibly happy to be here as part of an Appalachian Summer's online programming this year. We're doing things a little differently, but we are so grateful to everybody in charge of organizing this who has found a way to carry on. I've been going to Appalachian Summer concerts ever since I was a little kid. I saw, I think, the Punch Brothers twice, Nickel Creek when they came to town, Lake Street Dive, David Grisman, Herbie Hancock. The list goes on, and it's just been a super tremendous program that's influenced me a lot as a musician growing up in Boone, and it's just such an honor to be a part of it after all these years. So yeah, that was that first number we played was an original of mine. It's going to come out on our 4th album here in a couple of months or so, and now we're going to play a great old number from the Newgrass Revival. This is one you can't find on the records anymore. This is one that went out of print a long time ago, but we dug up this song. It's written by Courtney Johnson and Curtis Birch off that album. It's called This Heart of Mine. This heart of mine's made of gold. It will shine like a candle when your world is dark and cold. When your world is dark and cold. Across the mountains when you're walking all alone. When you're walking all alone. This heart of mine is made of iron. This heart of mine is made of steel. It won't turn towards another when the wind is on the hill. When the wind is on the hill. It will shine like a candle when your world is dark and cold. When your world is dark and cold. Yeah. All right. So original music has always been a big part of who we are as a band. And we're gonna be coming out with a 4th album here soon. We've got 3 albums out thus far, 2 studio albums and a live album. If you're interested in supporting us throughout all our loss of gigs during this pandemic, then all those albums are available for sale on our website and Facebook page if you're so inclined. But there's a new one on the way, and if you'd like to be notified when that comes out, then by all means, please open up another tab there and sign up for our email list. We'd appreciate that, and we'll let you know when it's coming out. This is the title track off that next one. It's one called Hard to Put Down Roots. And it's a song that I wrote when I was dreaming about a stable relationship and had yet to have one yet in my short lifetime. So yeah, this is one called Roots. One. Well, once I loved somebody, loved her strong and true. I promised her we'd settle down and my traveling days were through. But the road held me so tightly, I longed for wealth and fame. So I traded this old guitar for the chance to change your name. Well, it's easy to find love when it's only for the night, but it's hard to find someone who wants to share your life. It's an easy thing to say that you're gonna settle down, but it's hard to put down roots when you never touch the ground. And 1,000 one-night stands. Saw a million miles of highway from the backseat of a van. With the best of friends around me, I never felt alone. But now it's time for me to find a love to call my own. Well, it's easy to find love when it's only for the night, but it's hard to find someone who wants to share your life. Easy thing to say that you're gonna settle down, but it's hard to put down roots when you never touch the ground. Her true. It's getting time to settle down. Could I settle down with you? Well, it's easy to find love when it's only for the night. It's hard to find someone who wants to share your life. It's an easy thing to say that you're gonna settle down, but it's hard to put down roots when you never touch the ground. Guys, well, I want to introduce you a little bit more to the guys up here on the stage with me. Featuring this guy over on the guitar and the cool-looking hat. His name's Rob McCormick, and he's just a guy I feel privileged to know. He's an incredibly intelligent musician, and he's already graduated from App once, and he's going back for 2 master's degrees, and he has just got a thing for education, I tell you. And we're proud to have him on board. He also sports a great guitar collection, as much as any of us struggling college students can afford. But we're super glad to have him on the stage tonight. Over on my other side, on the other side of the stage, is Colton Kirchner playing the banjo. He's from the eastern shore of Virginia, but I met him when he came to Boone as a freshman last year. Had one of our former bandmates just met him in class and heard he played in Alex Hooker's class. Yeah, a fellow who's up here with the Kraut Creek Ramblers, and found out he played banjo, and that was that. And here he is a year later, almost exactly, playing banjo with us, and he's a joy to be around, and great guy. Over here on the bass is Jacob Smith. We're going to feature him on this next number. It's going to be one called Summertime.
Summertime and living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. You're gonna rise up singing. You're gonna spread your wings and learn how to fly. Oh, but until that morning, there ain't nothing gonna harm you, baby. With your daddy and your mama standing by. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Oh, your daddy, you know he's rich, and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry.
That is Jacob Smith singing vocals for you on that one. We're gonna hop up to the bluegrass key of B here and do a traditional number. This is one that we're gonna feature Colton Kirchner on. It's one of my favorites. I just want to give a quick thank you to all the crew here tonight who are making this literally incredible thing happen. It's amazing to have the guys from the Schaefer Center. Scott Haynes is running sound for us. Scott Wynn is taking care of the visuals and loaning out these great mics from the recording program. Adam and Connor helping us out here, and we just owe the world to those guys for making this happen and letting us use all this great equipment, making it run smooth like it should. And yeah, so we're gonna let him kick this one off. This is one about what not to invest your life into. 1, 2.
See the ruin on the hill where the smoke is hanging still, like an echo of an age long forgotten. There's a story of a home crushed beneath those blackened stones, and a roof which failed before the beams were rotten. Cecil Darby loved his wife, and he labored all his life to provide her with material possessions. So he built for her a home of the finest wood and stone, and the building soon became his sole obsession. Oh, it took 300 days for the timbers to be raised. Silhouette was seen for miles around, and the gables reached as high as eagles in the sky. But it only took one night to bring it down, when Darby's castle tumbled to the ground. Shared a common bed, there was precious little said in the moments that were set aside for sleeping. For his busy dreams were filled with the roofs he'd yet to build, and he never heard young Ellen Darby weeping. Then one night he heard a sound as he laid his pencil down and traced it to her door and turned the handle, when the pale light of the moon through the window of the room split the shadows where two bodies lay entangled. Oh, it took 300 days for the timbers to be raised. Silhouette was seen for miles around, and the gables reached as high as eagles in the sky. But it only took one night to bring it down, when Darby's castle tumbled to the ground. Took 300 days for the timbers to be raised. Silhouette was seen for miles around, and the gables reached as high as eagles in the sky. But it only took one night to bring it down, when Darby's castle tumbled to the ground.
All right, I think we got time for a couple more. I've lost track of where our timekeeper. 7 more minutes. That's time for 2 more. All right, so we're gonna play another original here. This is one I wrote with my good buddy Casey Lewis. He used to play guitar for us. He might be out there now. We were dusting off our repertoire one spring before we. This is last spring before we started touring for the summer. Like you do, examine it, check it out. We found a big gaping hole in this music we played. And that's that we didn't play any honky-tonk music. So we couldn't just let that stand. We had to fix it. We sat down over a blank piece of paper. And this is just sort of what came out. This will be on that upcoming album as well. It's called a honky-tonk song, very, very simply.
Well, I was born a cowboy, raised a hippie, and I never really had much use for the city. At least I made it out of my own hometown. I'm gonna spend my days just wandering around. Pockets are empty, got nothing to show, but my suitcase is packed and I'm ready to go. I never wanted to be a businessman, but I wouldn't mind to put a little cash in my hand. I'm saving up for a piece of land. I'm gonna invest in a farmer's tent. My pockets are empty, got nothing to show, but my suitcase is packed and I'm ready to go. I ramble all around. Someday soon they're gonna put me in the ground. Been down low and I've been up high, and someday soon I'm gonna fly up to the sky. Pockets are empty, got nothing to show, but my soul is weary, I'm ready to go. Cowboy, raised a hippie, and I never really had much use for the city. At least I made it out of my own hometown. I'm gonna spend my days just wandering around. Pockets are empty, got nothing to show, but my suitcase is packed and I'm ready to go. All right, well, we have supremely enjoyed our time working on this project, and we hope you all at home have enjoyed watching it. You know, this is a free program, so give the Schaefer Center and an Appalachian Summer your support. Give Hayes School of Music your support if you're able to, and if you would like to get us a little further down the road, you know, as mentioned, we have a lot of merchandise available on our website and Facebook page, and if nothing else, we'd appreciate if you'd open up a new tab and give us a like on Facebook. Keep up with what we're doing. That helps us out, and we could use all the community we can get during this time. So we'll try to put out some good music for y'all and keep you entertained while you're at home. Thanks again to everybody on the crew, and we're going to leave you with this one here from the Grateful Dead. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. I know you right. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss your baby rolling in your arms. I laid down last night, I could not take my rest. I laid down last night, I could not take my rest. My thoughts were racing like wild geese flying to the west. Lord, well, I know you're right, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Well, I know you're right, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss your baby rolling in your arms. I was a headlight on that northbound train. I wished I were a headlight on that northbound train. I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues all away. 'Cause I know you right are gonna miss me when I'm gone. I know you right are gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss your baby rolling in your arms. Thank you so much, everybody. We're in Purcell and Cane Mill Road, and we appreciate you tuning in tonight. Thank you so much.